Right, so I've actually replaced my customary beverage of choice, which is English breakfast tea, with Cornish Knocker, which is an ale from Cornwall, funnily enough, hence the name. Cornish from Skinner's Brewery down in Cornwall, absolutely fantastic. Really actually cheap as well. I mean, I think I paid £2 for this. It was part of a deal, but still. I'm in a shirt because I can't be bothered to get out of it really, and I've come back home from work and I just can't be bothered really. First proper day today, and it was alright, boring really, but there you go. So actually, what's happened in the news? Again, I think it's just going to be one of those weeks. It's going to be dead. There's not going to be anything going on. I don't think we're going to find anything that's going to go on until WWDC comes out, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I mean, the only bit of news that I could see was yesterday's news, which was actually not yesterday's news. It was the 14th today. This is the 12th. This came out, although it was only been reported on BBC News website today. But it was reported in on Engadget ages ago, which is Apple dropping the 4G title because in a majority of the countries that it actually sells in, they don't have 4G capability like over here. They've got LTE, they've got this LTE thing in there, but you can't use it in the UK, you can't use it in Australia. Even though, we've got a test 4G network over here in the UK, we still can't, it's still not compatible with that chipset because it's a bit different. It's not actually the same as American 4G. I'm not too sure, I don't know the ins and outs of it. It's still being worked on, it's not quite finalised. I mean, it kind of is really, but it kind of isn't. It's like a bit weird. They're still doing the testing. It kind of is a final standard, but they're still going through some testing with that. So that's kind of that really. So they're going to get rid of the 4G title in, well, they're going to get rid of just advertising 4G on some of their adverts, because they do mention it on the American adverts that are aired in the UK, which kind of seems a bit silly. Why would you air such American adverts in the UK? But they're going to drop that 4G thing. And the other thing was WWDC, which is obviously coming soon anyway. We knew that a few months back. Got announced a while back when WWDC is. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. June 11th to June 15th. Yeah, and that's going to be when WWDC is. So there's some rumours like floating about, as there always is with the Apple, which really kind of pisses me off a bit, because there's so many rumours that come out with Apple stuff, and it's really annoying, and nobody actually knows what's going on until it actually gets released, because Apple is so secretive. Looks like we'll probably will have a new line of MacBook Pros. They'll probably come out because, let's be honest, the MacBook Pro now the current MacBook Pro line has been out for quite a while. Intel have just released, or I say just released, reasonably recently released their Ivy Bridge line of processors, which is going to go into my new brand spanking new desktop, which I will do a video on next month when I get it and build it, and it'll have 16 gigs of RAM, and it's fantastic. So yeah, Apple will probably be releasing a new MacBook. They may or may not release a new MacBook Air as well to go along with Ivy Bridge, and they'll probably release along with that new the Mac Pro and new iMac, I suspect as well. There's also some rumours that the new MacBook Pro is going to be thinner. I did also hear on the grapevine, I mean again it's just a rumour, that they were going to either do away with the Air or do away with the MacBook Pro, or do away with them both and kind of amalgamate them into like a happy medium, so that it's nice and light, not as light as the Air, but not as heavy as the MacBook Pro, but still have enough power that you could do proper MacBook Pro-y type stuff on it. Because to be honest, people in the industry don't use MacBook Pros for doing media. They don't bother, because there's it's just not what you do. If you work in the if you work in the industry, you sit at a desk and you use an iMac or you use a MacBook Pro. You don't use a MacBook Pro. You use a Mac Pro, not MacBook Pro, because that's just kind of how it works really. That's my experience of it anyway. I mean, I know there's a lot of like YouTubers and stuff like that use MacBook Pros because they can take it from pillar to post. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of that really. So yeah, that is literally it. Because it's been a very dead news week. I'm hoping that it will actually pick up and something will be on this week, because I kind of want to talk about something other than trying to find random bits of shitty news that no one's really interested too much about. I would recommend this if you're in the UK. Skinner's Brewery, really fantastic, fantastic ale. It's golden ale, this one, Cornish Knocker. It's absolutely pristinely divine. And if you're not in the UK and you're in the US or anywhere else and you can get hold of it, I definitely recommend it. If you're an ale drinker like me, definitely worth a look at. Not this one's actually not Dark Ale. The Dark Ale was Space Dogs, which is also amazing. But it's enough of me rattling on about it. So, thanks for watching, and I shall catch you tomorrow.